Welcome to CEO Insights. I'm Marilyn de Guzman with InvestingNews.com. Rua Gold CEO Robert Eckford joins me to discuss the company's recent land acquisition at the prolific Reefton Goldfield region in New Zealand and the company's strategy moving forward. Welcome, Robert.
Thanks for having me, Marilyn.
Good to have you. So as I've mentioned, there's a recent big news from the company was your acquisition of the Reefton project from Siren Gold. Can you talk about the significance of this acquisition for your company?
Sure, yeah, it's been a long time coming, a lot of hard work negotiating this one and getting it over the line, but it's really formative and we're really excited for Rua Gold and Rua Gold shareholders. This is taking what was already a really attractive land package and a really attractive project, and it's adding scale. And this is now getting to a world-class scale. There's not many of these greenstone regions that have been underdeveloped and underexplored. And we've got one of the few that are left in the world, and it's in New Zealand, which is a great jurisdiction. So we now have 95% of this greenstone belt, and we've done it really accretively for our shareholders, where we've tripled our land package, and we've only really allocated out, after this raise that we're about to complete, only 26% of our company to the Siren Gold group. And they're locked up now for 2 years under escrow release conditions. So all in all, we've got a really good runway and a really tight capital structure with this transaction. And we've got a big scale land package that we can now look at the most attractive targets across the whole district on.
Yeah. So with such a big land package, what's the exploration strategy moving forward for this consolidated land package?
So we've got the fortunate situation where we're just doing an asset sale. So we're purchasing the assets of Reefton, and we hold the whole Reefton Goldfield now, and we take on all the data that the Siren team have compiled over the last 4 years. We combine that with our data. We also take on their local team, and so we don't have any knowledge loss from the geologists on the ground. And that's the best outcome because you keep all the local knowledge, you keep the local assets, and you don't worry about any corporate overhead or other rubbish that comes with that. And so then the next steps is getting all that data, getting that local knowledge, and actually looking across the whole district, what is the most attractive drill sites. And because we've also been at it for the last 4 years, we have a large amount of data. We've got to actually take a step back, and we're going to use AI to help us in this process. So we've signed up with Verify. They have an amazing AI tool. It's been very successful for the likes of Southern Cross, who have the exact same geological structure as us. And we're going to use this AI tool to help chew through all this data that's out there and actually give us the highest priority drill targets, and then layer on the local knowledge of the geologists and the team on the ground to make sure that those are the right drill holes to be using.
So let's talk about jurisdiction. So this, the whole Reefton Goldfield region, could you, I think, like you've mentioned it, touched on it a little bit earlier, but could you provide a little bit more insight on how prolific this goldfield region is, and why is this compelling investment for, I guess, when an investor is looking at it?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about greenstone rocks, we talk about orogenic deposits. The ones that have been found already are the likes of Red Lake. Red Lake has produced over 20 million ounces at 20 grams a ton, and that's what was the backbone of Goldcorp. Until it was taken out by Newmont, of course. And then you've got Kirkland Lakes Fosterville. Fosterville South is the exact same rock type, the exact same mineralization. The age of rocks is identical to what we've got in New Zealand. And that's also been a company maker, and that was producing at an all-in sustaining cost of $400 an ounce at one stage. So really high-grade, prolific gold mines have come out of these greenstone belts. And New Zealand, where we are, is very underexplored, and it's never been explored at depths very far below 200-300 meters where our current mine workings go to. And so we've got this opportunity now to explore these areas at depth. So we know that gold's come out of here before. In this Reefton district, 2 million ounces has been taken out the ground up until the 50s at grades up to 50 grams a ton. That's really high grade. And now we've got the opportunity to come in with the technology that's advanced over the last 70 years, apply it to this region and go deeper and look for the gold shoots that continue on down. And it's important to note that this camp, this Reefton district, I say we have 90% of the Reefton district under our management, but there is still a sliver that's still owned by our neighbor, and they've actually got an inferred resource of 700,000 ounces at 23 grams a ton, and it goes down 1,500 meters. And so we know the gold runs deep. We know that there's gold in the area, and now it's just a matter of executing on our exploration program and drilling in depths.
New Zealand as a mining jurisdiction. Could you talk a little bit more about that, the merits of that country when it comes to mineral resources?
Yeah, sure. I mean, New Zealand is seeing a resurgence in mining. It has had a hiatus for the past few decades. It has been a government in the past that was very environmentally focused and moving away from mining. But what's that really done is it's lacked, New Zealand right now really lacks economic growth and it lacks industry. And so a new government came in last November. They're very progressive. They're very pro-mining. Everything will still be at a great world-class environmental standard, but they really want to push industry and create jobs in New Zealand, create economic growth, create foreign investment, all those good things for a country. And so what they've done in the first 6 months that they've been in power is they've come out with a strategy to double mining exports in the next 10 years. And to do that, they want to fast-track permitting for mining projects. And so they've introduced a new bill, which is passing through Parliament at the moment, that takes permitting in New Zealand down from what has historically been 3 or 4 years down to 6 months. So it's really exciting because the hold cost of these mining projects really is a huge barrier to entry. Now we're in New Zealand where I don't need to talk about the infrastructure and the power and the water because we're in the first world. Everything's connected by water, power, rail, highway. But really on top of that, what's important is you've got a proactive government behind you wanting mining and wanting foreign investment. And so it's a really good jurisdiction to be in at the moment.
So I guess to sum it all up, if you're talking to an investor at the moment, why is this a good time to invest in Rua Gold?
Well, we've got now, as I mentioned, we've got a great jurisdiction with a supportive government. We've got an asset which is now scaled to triple its size and is now considered world class. And now we've got a management team driving this forward. We've just completed a raise, which was, again, really accretive to shareholders. It was done at 18 cents, a 10% discount to where we were trading, and it was done without a warrant. So we have a really tight capital structure. All the management and insiders and officers were all putting in on this raise. So you've got an aligned management team that have done it before, and we're going to be moving this project forward in a very aggressive drill program.
Great. Well, thanks again, Robert, for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for watching. Join us again next time for another edition of CEO Insights. If you like this video, like or leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more exclusive interviews and updates.